Hello and welcome to today's webinar where we'll explore how SFG20, Facilities IQ and our integration with SWG can deliver you real value to your organisation. My name's Dowsett, Partnership Manager here at SFG20, and I'm delighted to be joined today by our special guests from SWG, Nigel Robertson and Harvey Yuan. Before we dive in, a quick reminder, if you have any questions you'd like us to answer in the Q&A at the end, please use the Q&A tab and we will try our best to answer as many questions as we can. And any we don't answer, we'll follow up with an email after the event. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel where you'll be the first to receive a recording of today's session. For those of you who aren't aware who SFG20 are, SFG20 is the industry standard for building maintenance specifications. And for over 35 years, we've helped organisations keep their buildings safe, compliant, and running efficiently. We were established in the 1990s by BESA, the Building Engineering Services Association, in response to the need for a standardised approach to building maintenance. Today, our platform offers over 1,500 maintenance schedules, each one detailing what tasks need to be carried out, by whom, and how often. And these are created and continually updated by our team of in-house technical authors, ensuring they reflect the latest legislation, regulations, and best practice. When schedules are updated, you're automatically notified and given a side-by-side view of what's changed, so you can implement updates when it suits you, so no more time-consuming research. And with well-maintained assets running more efficiently and lasting longer, SFG20 doesn't just save you time and effort, it helps avoid costly downtime and compliance risks too. So how do you access SFG20? Well, that's through our new software solution, Facilities IQ. I've got a short video here to give you an overview of the platform now.
Facilities IQ is the only way to access the latest version of the SFG20 industry standard, but it is more than just access to the standard. Let's run through some of the key features of the software, starting with Smart Search, which you will find on the Home tab. The search function offers various options for you to get the results you are looking for. Search by keywords, Uniclass, SFG20 or NRM codes. You can even search for legislation, such as the Building Safety Act, which will show you all of the schedules that reference the Building Safety Act. It has never been easier to find what SFG20 guidance you need. If we click on one of the schedules, you can tailor it, allowing you to add your own knowledge of the assets. You can change the maintenance required based on factors such as the age of the asset to avoid over or under maintaining your buildings. You can tailor content by adding custom introductions, amending task duration and frequencies. You can even remove tasks that aren't relevant for your asset and add specific notes for engineers to help them locate the asset and specific parts. Within Facilities IQ, you can organise all of the schedules you need through maintenance regimes. You can arrange regimes by specific factors such as budget, location, contract, or building. Now you have customised your maintenance regimes, you may want to share it with internal or external stakeholders, such as your contractors. You can create secure sharing links by finding your way to the Sharing Links tab in the left-hand menu. Simply add the email address of the person that you're sharing the regime with, the level of access you want your contact to have, and how long they will need access for. This will help you improve collaboration and communication both internally and externally, and ensure that all parties are able to work with the latest compliant SFG20 standard, which changes every month. You can keep track of any changes in the Actions tab. The Actions area acts as a to-do list that provides you with reminders of work that needs your attention. This can be found in the left-hand menu. The SFG20 standard changes every month to keep up with the latest changes to primary and secondary legislation and industry best practice. When schedules are updated, you will need to confirm the update within your maintenance regime. If a schedule you use has updates, you will see two buttons, Confirm and Schedule. Click Schedule to view the update and Confirm to update the schedule to the latest version within your maintenance regimes. If you have tailored any schedules, this will go through the same process. The core schedule will be updated, but you won't have to retailor again. Facilities IQ is not a CAFM CMMS or IWMS, but it does integrate with these FM systems through an API key so that you can use the SFG20 standard to build out your maintenance plans without any friction. We have an integration partnership with a growing number of FM software providers. Check out if we are partnered with your provider on the SFG20 website. Want to learn more about Facilities IQ? Request a software demo with one of our experts to see the product in action and get your questions answered.
As Liam said, integrating with your CAFM system couldn't be easier. As long as your provider has an integration, all you need is your API key to connect the two systems. I'm really pleased to say that SWG and QFM have one of those keys and integrations. So enough about us. Let me introduce you to Nigel and Harvey, who can talk you through the integration from an SWG point of view.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce myself, both myself and Harvey. My name is Nigel Robinson. I'm General Manager for UK and Ireland. So I directly lead the sales and account management team, and I also head up operations within UK and Ireland.
And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Harvey. I first joined SWG in 2019, working in implementations and project management. And more recently, I work in the sales team as part of the client engagement aspect of QFM, demonstrating the product functionality and onboarding clients.
Thank you, Harvey. So I'm just going to take us through a brief introduction before I hand across to Harvey, who will take us through more. So a little bit about ServiceWorks Global, SWG first of all. So why SWG? Well, we are a global company. We have over 30 years experience, and we are within 4 different continents. We have offices within the UK, we have London, we have Stockholm and Gothenburg within Sweden, Toronto in Canada, and within Australia, we have Sydney and Melbourne offices. Around about 35,000 people across the globe use our software on a daily basis. We are both ISO 9001 and 27001 certified. If you're familiar with those, the 9001 is about quality management, which makes sure that we're operating both internally and with our customers on our implementations and projects in a robust way. And 27001 is about providing an assurance that we are safe, information security, and that our systems are both cyber security and cyber secure. For us, it goes beyond selling and just implementing software and services. So we take a partnership approach with our customers. And this is to really understand the problems that our customers are trying to solve. What challenges are you facing on a daily basis? We recognize that change and improvement takes time and effort, and it's a journey. And we look to be with you on that journey. And it's about really understanding, working in partnership, and where do we fit in, and how can we help with that? Our software is developed with industry requirements in mind. And indeed, we've seen a great deal of interest in SFG20. And this has driven us to work with SFG20. We are partners with SFG20, and to get this integration in place. And this is both key for us and our customers. So just talk a little bit about our cornerstones. So just on connected technology, as has been the case for many years now, but on an ever increasing basis, interoperability, the ability for systems to talk to each other is key. And indeed, our customers, they clearly expect to be able to buy different systems and to have them talk to each other. And we fully support that, both within our own products coming together to form a single solution, but also integrating to third-party systems where required. For working smarter, we need to be continually challenging the way that we currently work, but also how can we improve internally to provide a better experience for our customers? How can our customers improve the way they work through the use of our solutions? And it's working together with our customers on that. And that really brings me on to being a trusted partner, where we really work to understand what it is our customers are looking to do, what are the problems that they face, and the challenges on that journey, and it's how we can work together with our customers as a partnership to help to provide a solution. And lastly, just to talk about expertise. So we have solid experience we've built up over a 30-year period. It makes us well positioned to be able to help our customers achieve their goals and to deliver value. I'm just going to provide a very brief overview of our software. So you can see down the left-hand side, we have our QFM suite, which, as mentioned, is fully integrated into a single solution. We have our FM software, reactive and planned maintenance, but also with that, there are modules within, such as permits to work, parts and stock, visitor management, and so on. We have a space management solution, which allows customers to visualize and make optimal use of their space. And then into 3D, we also have QFM BIM software. And we also have a product called Perform, which is very specialized software where our customers, indeed many of them, who will have public-private partnerships, and it's helping to performance manage those contracts. Down the right-hand side, we have our Swedish offerings, which facilitate is the FM product, FM Access, which relates to space, and Fast2 is a dedicated housing management product, again, all coming together to form an integrated solution. And you'll see at the center there is SenseLink, which is our newest offering, which is basically an IoT-based platform, which is all driven by a single central asset register, which goes through to space, through to QFM, so that you're working off one single source of truth. And that allows the use of this new platform to provide predictive maintenance and to be able to really make intelligent decisions through the use of one single integrated solution. So now I'm going to hand over to Harvey to say a little bit more about what QFM can do for you.
Thank you, Nigel. So I just wanted to very quickly talk to you about what QFM can do for you and how this integration can help with your business requirements surrounding your asset maintenance and management. So first and foremost, QFM has a comprehensive asset register. So this allows you to add any details of your assets directly into QFM, allowing for a centralized repository. So these are assets ranging from your air handling units, fire extinguishers, basins, and all of these assets can be grouped together by similar attributes, such as if they're similar asset types or locations. And what this allows us to do is it allows us to have conditional-based management and maintenance of these jobs, allowing you to actually create events and jobs based on asset condition. So an example of this might be if you have an air handling unit with a sensor connected to it, it allows the system to actually generate a job if your air handling unit deviates from a target temperature, or similarly, if your asset condition falls below a certain acceptable condition, your engineer can be sent out to actually bring this asset up to the required specification based on the condition of your assets. So this allows for a more streamlined maintenance scheduling for your SFG20 aligned tasks to your engineers, and it gives us a really efficient way on how we would actually manage these tasks moving forward. So this means that there's less manual assigning of tasks that are generated in the system, and it means that more time is spent on rectifying and preventing issues and asset downtime so you can make the most out of your assets. QFM also is a centralized local area where you can manage your work orders. So it allows you to assign these jobs and send them out to relevant people within your organization or to third-party contractors. And to make the process even more efficient, you can default engineers to SFG20 aligned schedules and tasks. So if you know these engineers are going to be the ones who are going to be performing these tasks repeatedly, they can save time on actually the manual assignment of your engineers. And so it allows them, it allows your system to be able to send these jobs over to your engineers where repeatable actions are required on these jobs. We also have a mobile app so that your engineers can send and receive job information. So this app allows for offline capabilities, so your engineers can download these jobs directly to their mobile. So if your engineer is out of Wi-Fi range or signal, they could still proceed with their jobs at hand. We could also attach certain attachments such as these SFG20 aligned tasks or PDFs for any health and safety checklists, which I'll talk to you a little bit about shortly. So more about what QFM as a software can do for you. So as part of today's webinar, we'll be going through some of the reporting capabilities that we have within QFM and what we can offer as part of integrations. We'll also be talking about the asset management side of QFM. So this isn't just with regards to the SFG20 aligned aspects of QFM, but also any important information such as your installation and warranty dates to monitor your assets. We'll also be taking a look at the SFG20 schedule manager within QFM itself, which allows you to make fine adjustments to these task lists and your PPM linkage. And then we'll talk about the schedule maintenance side on how you can actually visualize these tasks. And then lastly, we'll move on to how these tasks look like when they're on your engineers' mobile devices. So one of the benefits of integrating Facilities IQ and QFM is that it allows you to comprehensively report on the tasks and jobs within your QFM portfolio. So QFM can actually report on things such as your costs, time spent on your visits, the completion status of your planned task, and also your reactive tasks. So this allows us to actually see how much your asset maintenance cost, the contractor spend, how long it takes to actually complete these visits, and the overall lifetime of from reporting to actually completing it. Not only this, but we could also actually take a look at your future plan task, allowing you to budget accordingly to these activities. So say, for instance, if you had a contract with your clients over the next 30 years, it actually allows you to actually build up a life cycle, your asset life cycle, and it allows us to build year on year exactly how much the estimated costs is going to be for each one of your contracts. We can also integrate directly with Power BI, which allows us to visualize the task completion and also the compliance for your assets within SFG20 guidelines. So these are things such as which assets or which asset types have been completed, which haven't been completed, what kind of events and jobs are due to be completed over a certain number of time. So all of this information allows your management reporting a lot of the data-driven aspects of QFM to be represented visually within Power BI. So we offer a standard reporting pack, which already has a pre-built dashboard, which allows us to seamlessly integrate this reporting pack to a QFM environment. But of course, we also do offer customized reporting dashboards based on your business requirements. So all of this information, especially with the SFG20 task, can be represented visually through our reporting engine and also an integration to Power BI. We also wanted to speak to you about the asset management side of QFM. So as I mentioned previously, it's a centralized repository with your physical assets, giving you complete visibility and control of your assets within QFM. So we can keep track of important information such as your installation and warranty dates, which can feed into important reporting such as your repair versus replace analysis, which allows you to actually understand the budgeting requirements of your facilities maintenance. Within the asset management section of QFM, we're also able to actually assign barcodes against these assets, making the life of your engineers a lot easier by being able to identify these assets when they're actually on site. And in combination of the lifecycle and compliance, which I mentioned earlier, this actually allows you to incorporate this into the whole management of your reporting suite, allowing you to actually have an understanding of your actual cost versus your estimated cost, which once again feeds into your budgeting tools over the next couple of years where required. And in addition to this, we also actually incorporate our BIM modules into this. So earlier, Nigel mentioned that as part of the product suite that we offer at SWG, we also do offer a BIM solution. And as part of this, this allows your users to actually represent on a 3D scale where your assets are going to be. So this allows us to see the information surrounding the location and the positioning of your assets within your portfolio. So once you actually have this information in your system, we can actually see, as you can see on the screenshot, exactly where these assets are located. And so this gives us a lot of information surrounding the assets. And of course, we'll be able to pull the information out to report on. And of course, we'll also be able to see the previous tasks that were completed as part of the asset management and maintenance. We'll also be able to actually take the regimes that are created in Facilities IQ and load them into QFM through the SFG20 Schedule Manager. So what this allows us to do is it allows us to easily identify the schedules within my system that are SFG20 aligned. So within my system, I might have some schedules outside of SFG20, and it allows me to actually fine tune these schedules in my system. And we could see all of the assets that are aligned to SFG20 guidelines and all of the schedules that are also aligned with them. This gives me a lot of control over the schedules once they are in QFM, and we can track and change any updates that are made to these schedules directly from my schedule manager. And so this gives us the ability to actually fine tune the task and requirements for each one of these schedules based on your business requirements and the needs of your organization. So once all of this information is in QFM, this allows us to actually generate the PPM schedules within QFM. And QFM actually has a scheduling engine which plans out all of your tasks in advance, and that allows us to then send this out to your contractors and operatives. And so what this looks like is the schedule maintenance screen of QFM. Once it generates these plans and schedules in QFM, it allows us to actually visually represent which week these items are generated on, when they're due to be scheduled out to your contractors, and it will automatically assign your contractors and engineers depending on the defaulted setup and the behaviors that you've set up as part of the implementation process. And it could also be set up that once these items have been generated and planned, it can get sent directly to your engineers if you know who's going to be completing the tasks. So by actually managing and maintaining all of these views in one simple view, it allows us to see how long my task will take on a weekly basis, the frequency setup of it. We could even see which point the engineers are going to be attending site based on the setup of the activities. So within the schedule maintenance view, we also have a drag and drop functionality, which allows us to update manually based on the workload management of these QFM tasks on a weekly basis. So say, for instance, if one of the weeks we could see that your operatives and your engineers will be inundated with these PPM tasks, we could simply just drag and drop and then manually update these tasks so that we can effectively workload balance your engineers' time across the weeks. So once again, once all of these items are in place, these can be set to generate and sent directly to your engineers. And once these tasks and visits have been generated and sent to your engineers, they can then download the visits. And this is what it would look like as part of the QFM mobile app. So the QFM mobile app allows us to actually view jobs on the go. And it's got an offline capability whereby once your visit has been generated through the system and gets downloaded onto your mobile device, if your operative drops out of signal range or outside of Wi-Fi range, say for instance they're in a plant room somewhere, they'll be able to actually progress throughout the life cycle of the visit as though they were progressing normally. And then as soon as they hit Wi-Fi range or Wi-Fi signal once again. All of this information can then be sent back to QFM. So it incorporates all of the information and it timestamps when your operative arrives on site, how long it takes, and all of this information gets sent back to your QFM environment. What we could do as part of sending out tasks to your operatives and engineers is we could actually add the SFG maintenance schedules directly to your visits. And what this looks like is it would get sent as part of a PDF attachment. And so once you've actually aligned all of these tasks, selected which ones will be completed when you send out your operatives and engineers will be able to actually select the PDF and actually see all of the tasks through their red, amber, and green status, which tells them the priority and the statutory requirements to complete each one of these items. In addition to actually being able to send SFG20 schedules to your engineers and operatives, we can also attach additional items and activities, such as health and safety notices if your building has asbestos, for instance, which tells this information to your engineers and operatives that they need to read their health and safety notices before actually or attending site. We will also be able to send them health and safety checklists. So say, for instance, if they have a PPE requirement, they'll also be able to check these off and actually say, yes, I'll need goggles or gloves for certain PPM tasks. We could also send them floor plans and pictures, which lets the engineers know exactly where they need to be if they're at an unfamiliar site. And so all of this helps your engineers be a lot more efficient when they actually go on site to actually complete these tasks aligned with SFG20 requirements. So as far as what that process looks like overall, just to recap what we've spoken about today, we can actually include all of your assets directly into QFM and have your important compliance items, such as your installation dates and warranty dates, and we'll be able to report based on these fields that we've added. We've also got a scheduled maintenance tool which allows us to actually visually represent how we create these items, when they're due to be generated. And lastly, as I mentioned, we'll be able to send these out to your operatives and engineers. So back to you, Nigel and Guy, and I believe we've got a poll that we'll be able to send out to you as part of the interactions tab.
Yes, thank you, Nigel and Harvey, for showing us that integration. I hope everyone agrees that was great to see. As Harvey mentioned, we've just launching a poll now, which allows you to tick a box to say whether you want to receive more information from SFG20 or QFM. So the poll's going to be sent live now. If you want to click your selections, give everyone maybe 30 seconds to tick.
Yeah, and just while people are doing that, thank you for the questions that we've had online. I have been doing my level best just to work through some of those on the just while Harvey was speaking. But if we haven't got back to you now, I can promise you we'll follow up shortly after the webinar.
So just while we wait for the poll to finish running, one of the questions that I can see on the Q&A section is, does this include fabric maintenance? And within QFM, we can incorporate fabric maintenance within your PPM schedules. So we'll be able to actually incorporate this into QFM, and you will be able to apply the SFG20 guidelines against these PPMs.
Yeah, thanks for that, Harvey. Yeah, still feel free to click the poll, but we'll just move on to the Q&A. We've literally got just a couple of minutes, and as Nigel said, we'll respond to everyone who's put some questions in. But question I had, Nigel, was in the past, how have customers benefited from integrating SFG20 with QFM?
Nigel, you're mute.
Sorry, we're all allowed to do it once a day, aren't we? So the real benefit that our customers have seen is just having access to the standards, and because you're able to access the required information also out in the field, it just means that it's far easier to actually maintain your assets in line with SFG20 recommendations without having to go back to completely separate information sources. It's all there within your CAFM system.
I think someone mentioned, how long does a typical integration take?
So typical integration or implementation of our software for reactive and planned can be anywhere from as little as 2 to 6 months for full PPMs as well. The integration, it really depends on two things: just having all of your assets ready and mapped to the SFG20 schedules. And it's really as quick as customers are able to test. So with those two, those really two key dependencies, it again, we would say allow for between two to 3 months typically for an integration end to end.
Just conscious of time. There's a couple of, as we mentioned, we will get back to everyone on the questions. I think there's just a couple more maybe to ask. There was a question I saw from the Hornby group. How do you evidence a visit and a completion of a task?
Yeah, so within QFM, we've got quite a comprehensive reporting. It's called the Report Center, which allows us to pull all of the event information based on the tasks that have been completed out into a reporting pack. So this can be sent to relevant stakeholders if you needed to. And of course, as I mentioned previously, what you could also do is you could pull all of this information out of QFM and integrate this into the likes of Power BI if you choose to use so, which allows us to see all of the completion of these SFG tasks and all of the PPM tasks within QFM.
Thank you, Harvey. As we're just drawing up to the half hour now, I'd like to say thank you to Nigel and Harvey for their demonstration today. Really useful. If we didn't answer your question today, as we mentioned, we'll get back to everyone via email, but I'd like to thank everyone for submitting their responses. One question which did come in was what happens if some of their colleagues couldn't join the webinar? We have recorded this, and it will be available on our YouTube channel. We will also share it with everyone who's attended. But I just want to say thanks once again for everyone who's attended the webinar today, and once again thank you to Nigel and Harvey for your demonstration.
Thank you very much.
Thanks everyone for joining.